So this is going to be different from our normal videos. I'm not going to do much editing video-wise on this because I want this video to be as direct as possible. So I'm going to do this more as a podcast style. Please bear with me. I also want to add that if you're clicking onto this video hoping that this is going to summarize the Seungri and Burning Sun situation that's going on right now, this is not that video. I'm sorry, because one, I feel as if I am not the right person to explain the situation. Two, I think there's a lot of videos that are going into the situation and can do far better than I could. And three, I think if you're one of the people who are still lost in the situation, you need more information, or you just don't know what's going on, it is one thing to ask someone what's going on, but I highly suggest that you please do your research. Please find credible sources. Read. Even doesn't matter how long it is, please read so you understand and you can able to comprehend the situation at hand. I also want us to say, please, again, find credible sources out there. I know there are some places that have done such a great job keeping up to date with what's going on. I'll try my best to link some below in the description box, but please, I think it's important that you please read the situation at hand and you are able to catch up and understand what's going on. So I'm sorry for the long intro, but I just wanted to put that out there before I go into what this video is about. So I'm making this video, and I'm pretty sure others have probably pushed this message in their videos as well, but I'm making this because I want to also further this message and serve this as a reminder due to what's going on. If you are pushing the message that this is just another K-pop scandal or calling it the biggest scandal in K-pop, this is not some K-pop scandal. This is not one of those, my fave just made a little oopsie. And personally, I am not even a fan of calling it a scandal at this point. Honestly, let's call it as it is. This is now a full-on fucking crime. This now involves women that have been drugged, raped, and filmed without consent and prostituted for money. And now this is just not just K-pop anymore. This has people who have been affected from this. This is beyond K-pop. This has nothing to do with fandoms or antis. This is now a full-on fucking crime. And from what's been developing over the past few weeks since this story first broke, I think there are some things that we as people, not as fans, but as people, should take away from this. I want to just start by saying, as much as you think you know your fave, you do not know them. They may call you their friends, but in reality, we are not their friends. We are just fans. And I'm not talking about their favorite food, their favorite color, their favorite book, what they like to do on their free time. I am talking about deep down as a person. We do not know them. We do not know what goes on once that V Live or that Instagram Live turns off. We do not know what goes on after that variety show you love to watch stops rolling. They may put the image out there that you may fall for and you admire, but can be completely different behind the scenes. Do I think there are some idols out there who are genuine and portray themselves the same on and off camera? Yes, but also remember, at the same time, we don't know them. We cannot keep pushing the message saying, oh, I know them, they wouldn't do something like that. The thing is, we don't. We really don't know them. And I want to also add to that by saying, do not constantly put your faves on a pedestal. And to be honest, I think for some people, we do this without even realizing it. We praise them for every little thing they do and believe that they can do no wrong. But yet, that is one of the most toxic mindsets we could possibly have for a person in general. No idol, no person in this fucking world is fucking perfect. And we need to end this whole putting on a pedestal. They're better than anybody else. They can do no wrong. They're innocent, pure. We need to stop. And yes, I know this is going to be like, of course, we shouldn't do that. But you'll be amazed how many people will still do this and constantly put them on a pedestal thinking they're a god at this point. I don't like putting it like that way, but sometimes some people really push that message. We also need to stop playing the so-and-so didn't mean it card. Remember, your bias is human. They have their own brain and they have their own will and should be held accountable for their actions. The amount of times that people will go out of their way to baby a full-on adult is sad, to be quite honest, and needs to act, and that's an action that needs to stop, because at the end of the day, they are a full grown adult. They can think for themselves. They don't need you to baby them and keep constantly defending them when they can defend themselves and they can answer for their own actions. And I also want to say, in terms of the situation that's going on right now, if you're one of the people who, after an idol gets exposed for being a part of this disgusting situation, and you respond with, or you have been responding with, at least my fave wasn't involved, or I hope so-and-so isn't involved. You are becoming part of the problem that the reputation of your fave matters more than the situation at hand. The only time I will ever say unless is if there's credible source and proof that there is a defamation against this person. That is the only time that I can understand you want to defend them. But in a situation like this, when you know the person's in the wrong and there's too much evidence and credible sources that shows that they are in the wrong and they have committed the action that they have done, this is not the time to worry about your bias's reputation. That is the last thing of the worries you should have. In a situation like this, your mindset should be on the victims who had to suffer from this, not your fave's reputation. Also, in terms of this situation, please do not spread false information. Even if you want to, for some sick reason, do it as a joke, do not do it. If you spread false information on purpose, you're making it more difficult for correct information to get spread, because now someone has to correct your false information that you put out there. And especially in a situation like this, where you see how, if you've been watching this whole situation, you know how fast information spreads. Imagine now how quickly that false information spreads, and now someone has to go out there and correct that false information, but now you still have a group of people who are still spreading the false information. So imagine how difficult it is, and for people to now have to think which one's a credible source, who's spreading the correct information, who's spreading the false information. It makes it more difficult in a situation, especially like this. So please, not even, and shouldn't even do it in a joking matter. A joking matter is even more disgusting to do. Please do not spread false information. You are making it more difficult for correct information to get spread. I also want to end this by saying, you are a human before you are a fan. This crime has caused, and I will say this until it gets engraved in so many people's heads so they can understand the full length of the situation. This crime has caused women to be raped, drugged, and prostituted and filmed without their consent. No one should be defended or given the benefit of the doubt whatsoever. There is way too much evidence, proven and confirmed evidence, to even have any type of bright side or given the benefit of the doubt. Hold people accountable for their actions. We do not know these people. We don't know them behind the scenes or deep down as the person they are. We only know them as what they want to portray themselves to be to the public. Do not be a blind stand and mindlessly defend someone, especially when you know they're in the wrong, or you're choosing to ignore the wrong they have done. Do not defend them. And I want to also say, please keep the victims in your thoughts and wish for the justice and healing that they deserve. This has nothing to do with K-pop, nothing to do with fandoms. This is a crime and a crime that needs to come with the punishment to the fullest extent. And to the devils that have done this horrific deed and lived on to their daily lives and are now only apologizing because they got caught, and to the people at this point on that have chosen to defend them and try to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Electric chair.